Hi, I'm Lexi, and you're watching Lexi's World. Alright, so this week is going to be a little more on the serious side. I know normally I try to be extremely, well, maybe not extremely funny. I find myself funny, but I don't know if everyone finds me funny. But normally I try to be on the lighter side, except this week I'm going off of something that one of my Facebook friends posted on Facebook that I looked at, and it just got me thinking, and I've been thinking about it since I saw it. It was this post was written by uh, a guy in an engineering class, and he wrote it. It was a letter to the editor, published from some university. He wrote it um, in the letter, addressed it sort of to all the girls that he sees in his engineering classes. And he was talking about in the letter how he says it's not quite fair to call them equal to him because there's so many things out there that discourage women from entering STEM fields in general, that the fact that they're in that room means they've already gone through a lot more than he feels like he's ever going to have to go through in his lifetime to prove that he's good enough to do what he's doing. And yeah, so I read that the other day, and it got me thinking. So I have for today compiled a list of things that make it difficult to be a woman in a STEM field in general. I'm generalizing to STEM. I myself am a mechanical engineer. My roommate is a health science major. I have friends in biochemistry. I know a lot of women in the STEM field. And so this is a subject that it hits home for me. So I decided to go over a list of things. I have my list here. We're gonna read off the list. So the first thing on my list is to all the guys that have to do group projects with me in my classes. I am not being loud and bossy because I always need to be in control. I am being loud and bossy because for some reason, if I'm not loud and bossy in class, you can't seem to hear me. I don't think they even realize that they do that. But if I'm not the one in charge, for whatever reason, it's like I'm not there at all. They give me things to do or something like that, but they're not really listening to anything that I'm saying. So I tend to get really, really loud and bossy. It's not that I don't like you. It's not that I am a control freak that needs to always be in control. It's just that I need to be heard. And if the only way for me to be heard is to be in charge, then fine, I'll do that. The next thing that I'm going to say sort of piggybacks on that one. It's also to everybody that I ever have to work with, I don't repeat things all the time because I'm being stubborn. I'm repeating what I said before because I know you didn't actually listen to me. This is proven, and it's not just the guys that do this. Everybody sort of does it. This is proven by the fact that I'm currently working in a group. We're designing the thing. I'm not going to go into too much detail about our thing, but it's supposed to have on it, one of the guys suggested, oh, we can do something like a wheel, and as we're trying to put tension on something, so it's got a wheel with a cable that's offset, so as it spins in a circle, when the cable is attached at the bottom of the wheel, it's pulling on the thing. When it comes at the top, it's slack, and so it's not pulling on it. I'm like, yeah, that's a great idea, except we probably don't want to use a cable, because when a cable goes slack, it's like we can use my headphones, when a cable goes slack, it bends out like that. And I said, no, that's probably going to get caught on something, so we probably want to use that same principle, but maybe use a straight bar, a metal bar or something like that, that's not going to bend every time it goes up. They didn't seem to notice when I said it the first time. They didn't seem to notice when I said it a second time. Or a third time, even. I actually did say it 3 times. I was counting in my head. And nobody in my group, girls and guys alike, seemed to notice when I said it, until one of the guys in my group voiced the same concern that I had already voiced. And when I said it to him directly, in relation to his concern, he heard it, he understood it, and he thought it was a good idea. But the fact that I had to say it 4 times if I just discarded an idea every single time people didn't immediately think about it, then nothing I said would ever get done. And I want to contribute to teams that I'm on. I don't want to just be on the team and do something. I want to contribute to a design. Um, the next thing I'm gonna say, um, this one, this one's just a general thing for girls in general. Uh, Guys, or anyone, do not assume that I am only mad at you because I must be on my period. There are other things in this world that you can do that make me angry that have nothing to do with whether or not I'm on my period. So, so don't think that you can just get away with things and blame my anger at you on the fact that I'm on my period. Piggybacking off of that, please don't assume that I make all of my decisions out of emotion. I don't base most of my decisions off of emotion. Actually, 10% of my life is governed by my emotion. I don't pay attention to my emotions a lot of the time. I'm notorious for ignoring my emotions, and that causes other issues that we're not going to go into right now. But either way, it's not in my character to make decisions based off of my emotions. So please stop assuming that when I'm trying to push something towards you, an idea at you, that it's because I'm emotionally attached to this idea. No, it's not I'm emotionally attached to this idea. It's just that I think it's better than whatever you're telling me. And yeah, that happens a lot. Another thing is just a general note for everyone out there who doesn't know this. For women in STEM, there is a lot of pressure on us to succeed. And a side effect of the fact that there's a lot of pressure on us to succeed is that we don't like to fail in front of people, which means that we have a lot of trouble asking for help when we need it, because it's it's a strange sort of a feeling. Guys are told, well, actually everybody's told a lot when they're a kid, don't worry if at first you don't succeed, try again, whatever. But in a STEM field, there are so few women in a STEM field that it's almost like every single time that we make a mistake, people look at it as a general mistake that every woman is going to make for the rest of forever. And so we don't want you to see us making mistakes, because for some reason it feels like every time I make a mistake, it's reflecting on the competency of my entire gender. And that's a lot of responsibility. I know that might be something that's completely in my head, but it feels like that a lot of the time. Especially because, like, there are those stigmas out there that girls aren't good at math and science. I don't know where they come from. I've never actually had somebody walk up to me and tell me that the reason I messed something up is because I'm a girl. Most of the time, they just make a joke and say, don't worry about it. But I know people who have run into people like that in their past. And, it's that sort of a thing. When there's that general stereotype that girls are already bad at math and science, it makes it so that if you're doing math and science, you don't want to mess up in front of people because you're trying to prove them wrong. But the fact of the matter is, we are human beings, and human beings all make mistakes. And so it's a lot of undue pressure that we put on ourselves to be perfect in front of other people because we don't want them to see us messing up. And so, yeah, the next time that any of you guys out there in the STEM field are ever in a group with a girl who seems to be overdoing it, don't judge her for it. She's doing it because she doesn't want to do it wrong. It's a strange sort of a feeling that we get, but we feel the need to do everything right the first time. Okay, and the last thing that I'm gonna say is actually gonna sound kind of weird, but one of the hardest things about being a girl in a STEM field is the fact that everybody is constantly reminding you that you are a girl in a STEM field. I really don't enjoy that. I don't enjoy when even organizations that are made to help build up girls in STEM fields and make a community out of it. It's like I took this one thing. It was all girls in the STEM field, and almost every single class there was somebody there who was just like, I know it's so hard to do what you're doing, It's so hard to do what you're doing. I don't like being told that what I'm doing is hard over and over again. I'm aware that it's hard. I knew it was hard before I went into it. I knew that it was a hard field in general, and it would be even harder because there aren't a lot of girls in it, and I am a girl. So, yeah, I would like to, at least once in my life, have a normal conversation about what I do without somebody pointing out the fact that there aren't a lot of girls in my field. That's that's not a lot to ask for. Yeah, so that's about all I had to say. That's my little PSA for the week. Uh, any of you who are in the STEM field, if you wanted to read the article that I read, I think I'm gonna try to put a link to it in the bottom of the video down here. I don't actually know if it's gonna work very well, but I'm gonna try to put a link to it. And for any of you who are thinking about the STEM field that haven't made a decision, people make it sound a lot scarier than it is. That's it. Bye. Bye. Alright. Here we go. To it to make sure it sounds right. No, we're not filming again. Stop. This is a sound test because it didn't work last week. Take one. Okay, let me try this out. Oh my god, stop. Stop.